Carter Cash here, and today Random Destinations is at the Maramec Spring Park. That's Maramec with an A, not an E, and park as in this is a private park, not a part of the Missouri State Park system. Now, because it's a private park, there are slightly different rules for visitation. One is there's an entry fee, $5 per car per day, or you can get an annual membership for $35 that lets you bring your car in and however many people I guess you can pack in your car for a year. Current fees to fish here are the same as they are in all Missouri trout parks, $5 a day for a daily tag or $8 a day for a Missouri fishing license. Okay, we're going to take a walk down and take a look at the remains of the Foundry works. During its operation, the Foundry made things like bullets out of iron. They also made utensils, cooking utensils, kitchen utensils, plates, pots, bowls, small tools, and farm implements. Now, I have no idea what a run-out forge is or a refinery house forge is. In fact, I know nothing about ironworks. But this is all that remains of it. I'm guessing this is where they put the hot iron into it before they poured it in to make whatever they were going to make. Oh, I suspect they probably heated it over that to melt it. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see what it says. The drop bucket was one of several vehicles used to deliver raw materials to the iron. No, that's not what this is. Oh well, you read it, and if you know what that means, good. It's probably just as well civilization got this out of the way before I came along, because we'd still be making shit out of stones. If the artifact museum from the Foundry was open, we would probably get a much better idea of how all this went together. Oh, well, here's a picture, two pictures, lintels, which I guess is some early type of photography, etching onto plates, circa 1866. No, that's not what it was. I have no idea. There's two photographs here anyway. Like I've numerously mentioned on Random Destinations, we are not a source of historical information. Yeah, this is a cart for moving charcoal. And according to the sign, this is the location of the forebay. I have no idea what a forebay is, what's used for it. And these remains are the something for. I have no idea what that is either. This is the picnic area down here, and it is very nice. If you come down after a heavy rain or the Maramec River is flooded, this does get wet down here. But I would say for 1825 to 1850, this is a pretty massive structure here. And I'm sure at the time it was built, it was considered state of the art. Yeah, built right into the side of the hill. And I can tell you nothing about it. Not a thing. Well, I can tell you there's a furnace stack. I can identify that. So let's see what the official. Here stood the historic Maramec Ironworks, completed in 1829, fueled by charcoal from the surrounding forest, powered by the nearby Maramec Spring. By the middle of the century, this former tribal land of the Shawnees was one of Phelps County's principal settlements. Following the death of Lucy James in 1938, the James Foundation was created to keep this for the enjoyment of the people. Now, having said that, to be really blunt, I think this would be much better served if this was a state park as opposed to run by the James Foundation. Not that I know anything about the James Foundation, but I do know that while parts of this park are very nice and very pretty, some of them really they could spend some money on. And I don't know what it takes to keep a trust fund going, but I suspect lawyers are well paid to keep the James Foundation in business. And you know, one of my personal gripes about coming down here is you pay $5 to get in, and then you have to go through a mud hole in order to park in a gravel dirt parking lot. If this was a state park, that wouldn't happen. But that's... Okay, we're down to the little creek now, and we're walking towards the end of the park where this meets up with the Maramec River. Now, one thing I do like about Maramec Spring Park is they do have a very nice cleared area to walk in along the bank of the river on both sides, and that's a nice feature. If you watch my Bennett Springs episode, you notice I commented on how they had cleaned it up and made access points down to it, and that's really improved the fishing experience quite a bit. This one's always been very nice like that. I just wish they'd spend a little money on the parking lot and some of the other features, but in terms of being able to walk along the water and get access to the fish, this is very nice. Not a lot of people out here today. It's a nice day. Maybe 80 degrees, low 80s. A little hazy, and the haze complements Oregon and California and Washington. It's smoke from the fires out there. Now, unlike Bennett Springs, this trout park does not have zones. You can fish with any legal bait in any of the sections. You do tend to see more fly fishing down here at this end where it flattens out, and tend to see more spinner baits and live baits, artificials and stuff up the other end. But there's no designated zone, which makes it a little easier. So to get back what I touched on earlier about James Foundation, don't get the wrong impression. James Foundation does a good job of managing this. I think my biggest concern or comment would be that the quality of the park, I think, would be vastly improved if it was being operated by the state. The states have much deeper pockets than private foundations do, particularly if they're raising money $5 at a time. So that's just to clarify that. It's not that James Foundation is doing anything wrong, but there are some material upgrades this park could use, particularly in the parking area and the picnic area and restrooms, that would make it nicer. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Edith May, you can see, is setting the pace up there. She's in training for the 2022 or 24 Olympics. I'm not sure which one. Not the Senior Olympics. She's going for the ones in Tokyo. Middle distance, I think. Middle distance runner. This very pretty area. We're almost to the end here. If you look way down past Edith May, you might be able to detect a little iron bridge coming across the river. From there, I believe it's no more than half mile to the mouth of the Maramec. No, it's probably not even that far. Probably about a quarter mile, because I think you can actually see it. But I'm not sure exactly where your day tag ends or not. If it ends at this bridge or it ends at the mouth. Bennett Springs, it's at the mouth. But either way, this is as far as I've ever gone fishing, is down here. Actually, it's down to that sandbar. I have fished on that sandbar before. And you know, when you come down here when it's crowded in the 4th of July weekends or Memorial Day weekends, Labor Day weekends, and all the people from St. Louis and Kansas City and stuff are here, it's really a lot of fun to sit down here in a chair with your drinks and watch them, because a lot of them get right in the middle of that bridge and fish from there. And that's a great place because you can see the fish and you don't have to cast. The only problem is when they hook a fish, then it occurs to them that they've got no way to get it up to that bridge, because a couple good wiggles and a jerk and trout will snap that line and he's back in the water. And that happens a lot. I have seen a lot of people. They take one or two paths. They either try to get it up, or they try working their way past everybody else all the way back to the other end. Oh, I guess that's a suspension bridge. Nope, this is a turnaround spot. This is the end. I don't know. I think that road goes all the way around to the campground. I'm going to get a couple shots from the bridge and then I'm done. So let's go ahead and walk out there. There's just something about crystal clear, cold water that's so nice to look at. I can see some trout down there. Great big dead trout down there. That's a nice one too. That's a shame. And as far as you can see down there, the river makes a little bend to the left, and right there I think is where the Maramec comes in. I don't think this is the junction of the Maramec. This might be right here. I don't think it is. I think that's just a little slough. But either way, Carter Cash isn't going to walk out there and look at it. So, if you want to try something different place to do trout fishing, a little different experience, this is a nice place, Maramec Springs, M-A-R-A-M-E-C. Or did I spell that wrong? I don't know. It's not spelled like the Maramec River. It's M-A-R-A-M-A-C. No, I don't know. Look it up on the title. So, for this episode, this is pretty much it. See you later.